Go from flooding to funnel clouds. Parts of the state saw some wicked weather this weekend.
Yeah, check this out. Topping it off with the two funnel clouds that formed in the sky. One was southeast of Albuquerque and the other was to the east. Check this out.
Yeah, look at that. It's just hanging in the sky. It's probably above the ground.
This is a funnel cloud that lingered above the East Mountains yesterday afternoon. We got a lot of your great pictures and video of these storms. Now, the funnel cloud did not touch the ground, so it never actually became a tornado. This is what it looked like. There were pictures from the Sandia Mountains, and a second funnel cloud popped up. That sparked a tornado warning. And the state transportation camera here caught that storm. If you look really closely, you can see that funnel cloud passing just outside of Vaughn.
This is after a heavy rainstorm in New Mexico. And this was dry about an hour ago, and look at it run now.
That is incredible. This was the scene in Espanola over the weekend after a massive rainstorm caused flooding in the Arroyo. And then who can forget the flooding along the path of the rail runner that caused damper in services on Friday. Everything, though, is now back to normal for the rail runner. This morning, if you are behind in child support payments, listen up. The state of New Mexico has a message for you. Pay up this week without penalty or land in jail.
Yes, this is all part of the second annual amnesty program. It starts today. It goes through Friday. News 13's David Romero is live at a Newsplex with all the details. Good morning, David.
Good morning, Matt. The state says it's all about getting the money where it needs to go. Of course, we're talking about to the children. Governor Susana Martinez's office is offering the week-long amnesty from today through Friday afternoon at 5. Any parent who is behind on their payments can go to any of the New Mexico Human Services Department offices, Child Support Enforcement Division office, now to pay their bond, and they won't be arrested. Now, even better, the state says if you can't pay the full amount, they can still work out a payment plan with you to catch up. Anyone who does not come clean in the next week will get a knock on the door from a state or local police during a statewide sweep and roundup. Now, if you think you may be on the list of the deadbeat parents, you can check. The HSD has the names of people with outstanding bench warrants on their website. Officials say this money couldn't come at a more critical time for the children in these families.
Every dollar that doesn't go to those go into the pockets of those children, it affects them in many ways. You know, the school year just started, so it could mean that that children aren't receiving the school supplies that they need or the clothing they need to go to school.
The governor's office says the program has more than exceeded the benchmark set for the program when they initially presented it to the legislature. Matt, back to you.
Thank you, David. The state also has a prosecution pilot program for parents who constantly don't pay up on their child support.
Is it progress or a step in the wrong direction? That's what Albuquerque City Council is set to hear about tonight with plans for the old Vagabond Inn. The president of the Clayton Heights Lomas del Cielo Neighborhood Association, Lee Graham, wants to tell the council that the inn should not be made into apartments, but rather big box stores. The property is located west of I-25 and north of Gibson. Now, Graham says the company that wants to create the apartments has other apartments where there are reports of a lot of crime going on.
The owner has refurbished other hotels, motels, and turned them into apartments, and what they've done is, what they look like is pretty ratty.
Right now, the Vagabond Inn is in bad shape and has a security guard around the clock. Happening today, the city of Albuquerque is getting prepared to tear down a nuisance home near a high school. The home is on Stone Street near Mountain and Broadway in northeast Albuquerque. It is also near Albuquerque High School. Now, the city says the home is a danger to the community, and this afternoon, the Safe City Strike Force team will level it out.
Well, later today, we should learn more about why a state police officer shot and killed a man after a high-speed chase this weekend. This happened just before 1 o'clock yesterday afternoon in Clovis. Investigators say a state police officer shot and killed Benjamin Salgado after a short chase, both in cars and running. Well, he is accused of trying to rip off people for more than $1 billion, and this morning investigators are still out there trying to find Bobby Willis. He has a warrant out for his arrest right now on charges of racketeering, fraud, embezzlement, and securities fraud. Willis was pitching an $8 billion project to build a huge veterans hospital complex in northwest New Mexico, but that never happened. Now, on top of all those criminal charges, the Farmington Daily Times is reporting that a man says he invested more than $1.5 million in the hospital and is suing Willis. Willis's lawyer says his client is not guilty and will not say where Bobby Willis is right now.
New Mexico taxpayers are having to pay out nearly $1 million to settle a lawsuit with a former Los Alamos County worker who claimed she was fired because of gender discrimination. Diana Stephan was let go from her assistant county administrative job last year. The U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission agreed that she had been treated differently because of her gender and for complaining about her treatment. The county will now pay $175,000 while the state will have to fork out the rest of the $800,000 settlement. All right, check the lettuce in your fridge because it could be part of a massive recall going on this morning. A company from Northern California is voluntarily recalling romaine lettuce that was shipped to 19 states, including right here in New Mexico. The company, Tanamura and Andal, is recalling the field fresh wrapped single head of romaine over concerns about E. coli. Now, the lettuce may have a best buy date of August 19th. Right now, it doesn't look like anyone's gotten sick because of the lettuce, but a big heads up for you. Just check the lettuce in your